It's your man JayGravesReport, and welcome to the College Football Weekly Preview, Week 6. Y'all know how we get it in, so let's get it in. Previewing the top 5 ball games of the weekend, so let's get right to it. But before we get to it, I gotta let you boys know I'm rocking my pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. October is the month, Playboy. Make sure you got enough pink to last the month, cause your boy will. Now, let's move on to the first ball game. Now, we got number 19, Nebraska, 5-0 at this point, going down to Michigan State, number 10 Michigan State, to play the Spartans. Now, every year since Nebraska's coming to the Big 10, coming from the Big 12, everybody's been talking about how Nebraska's going to go into the Big 10, put in work. Nebraska been dull every year they come. They've been dull every year. Now, they 5-0. Is this going to be the year that they show up and put in work? Now, Michigan State's lost one ball game. They went up to Oregon, got the brakes beat off of them, but that was a whole different situation. Now they playing in the Big 10. Now, Michigan State's playing at the crib, but will they have the talent to slow down Amir Abdullah? This Dun's got 833 yards already. He about to go over 1,000. Can Nebraska and Bo Pelini get over the hump this weekend? I think they might go up to East Lansing this weekend and get it in. I'm going with Michigan State to win this game. Nebraska gonna go up there and do what they've been doing, fall apart. They 5-0 right now, gonna fall apart in East Lansing. Michigan State wins this ball game. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got number 4, Oklahoma, going down to Fort Worth to play the number 25 TCU Horned Frogs. Now, here's the deal. OU gets to play in the Dallas metro area 2 weeks in a row. They got TCU this weekend. Then next weekend, they got the Red River Shootout. I'm not going to call it the rivalry. I'm calling it the Red River Shootout because that's what it's always been. They go Texas State Fair going on. Boys are hyped up. It's 2 weeks of hype. Now, here's the deal. OU is coming off of a bye. And I think it's great that they're coming off of a bye because TCU, even though they brand new, just a few years into the Big 12, they always give OU problems. In 2005, they showed up in Norman, only one of 2 teams that was non-conference opponents to beat Bob Stoops at the crib. Came and shot these boys. Now, here's the deal. OU, my man Keith Ford, is out again this week. He got a fracture in his lower right leg. So my man Samaji P. Ryan came in and put in work. The freshman, the true freshman, lead the Big 12 in rushing, will probably get the nod again this weekend. So here's the deal. Oklahoma is solid from top to bottom. They got weapons all over the field. Defensively, solid. No way does TCU shocked the world this weekend. OU runs away with it, wins in Fort Worth to go back to Dallas the following week and beat the brakes off the Texas Longhorns. Now, let's move on to the next ball game. Let's go up to South Bend. We got number 14, Stanford, goes to number 9, Notre Dame, to play in South Bend. Now, here's the deal. Stanford comes into this ball game 3-1. Coming off a dull loss. They had a dull loss early in the season to USC. Notre Dame's undefeated. This is only the second time since 2011 that Notre Dame has been the underdog at the crib. Remember, they was the underdog at the crib last year against Oklahoma. Got the brakes beat off of them. Now, they come into this ball game. They doing work on offense. They got crazy work on offense. But here's the problem. Stanford has got the number 1 defense in the country. They got the number 1 scoring defense, only giving up 6.5 points a game. They only allowing 198 yards a game. The problem with Stanford, they can't move the ball. They got the 77th ranked offense in the country. They got the 68th scoring offense in the country. I mean, it's done on offense. Something's got to give. Notre Dame at the crib versus Stanford. I'm going with the Stanford Cardinal to win this ball game. Because the Notre Dame Fighting Irish are good at the crib, but they dull. Last weekend, they beat Syracuse 31-15, but they won a ball game with 5 turnovers. If they turn the ball over like that, slippery with the ball, Stanford is going to beat these boys because I think defense is going to win this ball game. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got 2 undefeated teams showing up in the SEC. We got number 3, Alabama, goes down to the Grove to play number 11, Ole Miss. Let's move on to the next ball game. What are we talking about, bro? Every year, Doug's come in talking about Ole Miss is the real deal. Last year, Ole Miss was 7-0, showed up in Tuscaloosa, and got drugged across the field. Dude, stop telling me about Ole Miss. I don't care what the records say. I don't care what the rankings say. Ole Miss is Ole Miss. They don't have enough players to go out here and beat Alabama. I don't care where they playing them. Think about this. Alabama's going to show up with Blake Sim, TJ Yeldon, Kenyon Drake, Derrick Henry, Amari Cooper, DeAndre White, so on and so forth. Mississippi is Mississippi. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got number 15, LSU, goes down to Jordan-Hare Stadium to play the number 5, Auburn Tigers. Now, remember, last year, LSU won this ball game. Now, problem I got with the dub rankings, like I said earlier in the week, in the weekly wrap-up last week, if you in the SEC and you win ball games, I don't care who you play, you're going to jump up in the doggone rankings. Last week, LSU, after losing to Mississippi State, fell in the rankings. Then they come back the following week, beat New Mexico State 63-7 and jumped 2 spots in the rankings all the way back up to number 15, bruh. Now, here's the problem. The last 2 ball games, Auburn has been struggling. They struggling with consistency. They struggling with converting on 3rd down. That's one of their biggest strengths. Keith Marshall is the real deal. But what are we going to do? They playing at the crib. I got to go with Auburn at the crib because LSU fell apart against Dak Prescott and Mississippi State a couple weeks ago. I don't care what they did against New Mexico State. These boys from Auburn are the real deal at the crib. So I'm going with Auburn. Hey, make sure you keep your pink on this month, Playboy, because your boy going to have it on. And you can't outdo me because I know what I'm doing. It's your man, Jay Graves Report from the JayGravesReport.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at JayGravesReport so you can holla at your boy.